So first, let me check with you all as have all of you learned Python and used Python? How many of you know Python? Python programming language? No. Okay, so for this class, we will actually use Python. But don't worry too much, okay? Because the teacher mostly use the package. So not that complicated and one program happening. Yeah. But I will give a quick tutorial of Python program and package. And but you hopefully, if you haven't done anything about Python programming language, then you need to use the first two tools. Then you spend a lot of time. Oh, and also for this class, all your assignment you need to do it in notebook. Okay, and then because you are also going to see that I don't think I will do it until you are hoping to solve. Because the notebook probably is pretty straightforward. You all do online, the easiest way, really easiest way to actually use you can install an account already use that's easy. And so try to do that. And all of the assignments you need to turn into this. This is also part of the and I have another class. It's for data analytics. CS634 for that class. Everything is about that. So normally in the system, we want to go to the IT. I recommend you also to come. No, they are all the one. So here I will first give you a quick tutorial, and in the future, if you want, you can bring your laptop and you can try to follow along, okay, to do that. So I have this, so we will start with Python programming language, okay. And this is Jupyter Notebook, and we are going to discuss Python. And the first term, Python is not like Java or C++. Okay, it's not a compiled programming language. Okay, it's a script. Okay, it's interpreted programming language. So it doesn't need to compile. So it runs as it goes. And for Jupyter Notebook, there are two kinds of cell. If you take a look, this is a cell highlighted. Is it? So this is a cell. This cell type is called markdown. So it's not going to run. So this is just like comments. Okay, like other programming language comments. And normally the nice thing for this is in Jupyter Notebook, this markdown cell, you can format it like HTML. So if you know HTML well, CSS well, you can use it here. Okay, so it can present. Because Jupyter Notebook, other thing is once you finish, you can publish it as an HTML, as a web page. So it's pretty neat, especially with graphic, okay, of the plotting stuff, okay, the reporting. So you can write your own report in Jupyter Notebook. That's why it's give this markdown. Okay, so that's for the markdown cell. And then this kind of cell with a arrow That's, if you take a real time, SIA time, it's code. Okay, and the code you can just run here. You just click it's run. Okay, and for the next, you click it's run. Okay, so that's about 2 cells in Jupyter Notebook. Then the next one, so for any programming language, the number 1 is data type. Is it data type? And for Python, the variable doesn't have a type. It's not like Java or C++. Those programs called strong type programming language. Okay, you need first INTX. Is it something? A double Y, something like that. Here, no, you see, you just see X equals 6. Then this variable X, the type, is determined by the value. Okay, by the value. So that's a difference. And also in other programming language, once you define variable as int, you cannot change it to string. In Python, it can change. And this statement is 6 at next one, you can assign it to hello. It's fine. Okay, and you see when I run this, click it, it's wrong. And Python doesn't have semicolon. So the statement is a line. Python doesn't have block. It just have indentation for block. Okay, later on we are going to see. So if you haven't learned Python, you need self-learn Python, catch up, okay, in the first 3 weeks. So this is a single assignment statement, very straightforward, is it? And this is the print statement. And here it gives the type. And you can see like then X. If I run it, did you see? The type can change. That's not applicable to Java or C++ or C#, is it? Because they are strongly typed programming language. This Python is interpreted programming language, so it's different, okay? And the next is just show arithmetic operation. This is pretty straightforward. And I cannot do, I will run arrow. Why I run arrow? Why? Because I give X a string. So that's not correct. So I need to get rid of that. And when you run, it's correct. So that's just arithmetic. It's pretty straightforward. Any questions regarding this? And this is also pretty, it's just like other language. But the major thing, no, each of these lines is a statement. Okay, there is no semicolon. Remember this. No variable type. Okay, keep this in mind. And if you want output, it's still called print. This is similar as Java or C++. And here you can see it's just give all the regular type. Is it a regular statement? It's pretty straightforward. What the next one is, Python also has Boolean type. Okay, the Boolean type. But it says, in other programming language, we use those signs. Is it for and or is it? But in Python, you need to use the word and or not. Okay, so be careful. You don't use the sign, you use the word. And for true, false, you still assign it. And this is also new. Okay, So in other program, you cannot do simultaneous assignment. You cannot see integer x, integer comma integer y equal 3 and 5. You cannot do that. And then you need to have two statements to do that. But in Python, you see, you can do simultaneous assignment. In one statement, you can have multiple variables and multiple values assigned, and it will match each other. Okay. Okay, the next one is regarding string. And for Python, this is also different from other language. The other language, double quotation, you can only have what? One letter. Is it? You cannot have more than one letter. But in Python, single quotation, it can still hold multiple letters. It's okay. It doesn't have the difference. So it supports single quotation, double quotation, and triple. Yeah, it even supports triple. For triple, normally it's multiple lines. Yeah, we can try, okay. So hello world. Hello world, like call today. Oh. Yeah, you see, you can use triple. Normally it's support multiple lines. Hello one. You can do hello two. Hello three. Okay, and then we can also do print today. Did you see? So it can do, it supports single, double, and triple. Triple is multiple line. And for that purpose, if you use triple, sometimes you can also use it as kind of comments. And also for Python comments, it's a pound sign. It's not like other programs, it's backslash. Is it? In Java, it's backslash. In Python, comments is pound sign. Remember this. Okay, that's pound sign. So if you, so this is executable statement. But comment is not executable. Okay, keep this in mind. And we know this, is it? So you can use the plus sign to concatenate multiple strings. Okay, concatenate multiple strings. And this is very useful called string formatting. String formatting, very useful. Okay, so this is a string. This is a string. In this string, you have what? In this string, you have how do I hold on? In this string, we have the curly brackets, the pair of curly brackets, curly brackets, curly brackets. That we have three pair of curly brackets. They are called what? Placeholders. Okay, placeholders. And the first pair match what? Match hello. Hello is what? Is a variable. So it's a placeholder for a variable. Okay, and the word is another variable. Match the second one. The third one, match what? Match that 12. Okay, so the curly brackets then match this format. Within format, you can put what? Variable, you can put a string, you can put a number. Okay, and then the curly bracket placeholder will be replaced with those values. This is nice. Why? Because this is dynamic. You can change. Is it? Yeah, so that's the very nice thing. So remember, this is quite useful. Okay, string formatting in Python. Very, very nice. And the output is this. Is it? You can see if I change the hello, then if you can see over here, did you see the output got changed? Is it? So that's the nice thing for this formatting. Okay, because otherwise just think about, if you don't have this placeholder, then you can only support hello. And for hello world, you need to have another one. If you have million, you need to have a million of string. That's not applicable, is it? But if you have place, you just need to write this one. You can plug in with different variables. Okay, so that's the nice part. And the next one is called the F strings. Okay, called the F strings. So F string is what? It's still that. Did you see? It use brackets. Use bracket. But this time, within brackets, what did it put? It put variable. Okay, so then it provides a dynamic adaptation for your string. Okay, so keep in mind of this. Okay, F string is called string interpolation. Keep this in mind. Hold on. Okay, hold on a little bit. Let me see. I want to have the speaker. Let me see. Hide non-video. It still show. Why I cannot? How do I hide the participant? Because anyway, let's continue. Okay. The next one is about a string related operation methods. Okay. Like here to give us a string, hello, that then it has capitalization. For capitalization, did you see the output? Then it can capitalize the first word. That's called capitalization. If you do upper, it will change all letters to uppercase. You can do right adjustment. You can do center. You can do replace. Okay. You can do strip. So strip is delete the leading and the trailing spaces. Okay, so those are string related manipulations. Okay, then now next let's move on. So with string, one of the nice thing is very useful is called regex. So regular expression, regex. Regex used a lot. Okay, just think about like username and the password. They define certain pattern. Is it how can they determine if your choice of password is okay or not? Meet the pattern. They use regex to do the check. Okay, username. Like symbol always ending with 1s, 2s, something like that. Is it? Yeah, so this regex is very useful. What is good is good for pattern matching and manipulation of strings. Okay, and Python has a built-in module called RE. Okay, and here it mentioned built-in module. So in Python, if you want to use some other person's module or package, you can import. So before you can use, you need to import it. Otherwise, the Python language itself won't recognize it. So this is some module other people already designed. Okay, just like Java's package. Okay, C++ is a library, just like those. Okay. So you need to import to use this regex RE. So we import, and here it defines the pattern. So this pattern D represents digit. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 9 digit. And the plus, so this means you can have one or more digit. So the pattern is trying to recognize if within a string you have one or more digits. Okay. So then I said, okay, so here you have this string. Then you want to see if text has that pattern. Is it? So you can call re.match. You provide the pattern and the string and check if it does, because all of this are digits. Is it? And we can try. Yeah, you see, if you use X, Y, Z, it doesn't recognize. Okay, and we can try more to see if it's recognized. It still said no. Okay, then how about this? Yeah, that's fun. Is it interesting? Yeah. So this is very powerful, is it? Just think about for your username password, is it? Okay, then next, it's a search pattern. Okay, so here we have this string, and you want to search if this pattern exists. Is it? And we can see it does have the pattern. So it does find. It finds the first match, then to stop. Okay, so this is the search. And you can also use find all, because that one just find and stop. Okay, and here if you call the find all, then it can find all of the matches. Okay. And the next one is split string. Split string is also, now a lot of time we need to do tokenization. Is it tokenized? So this is the basic. Right now, you see why you can do chat GPT. The basic is tokenization. Okay, natural language processing. Number one, you need to tokenization. You need to extract every word out. Okay, so the basic line here. Okay, so like here, okay, the pattern is what? S means space. Okay, so you can have one or more space, the white space. So then you call the split. Then did you see it give you all the word out? So it tokenize, it extract every single word out. Okay. And the next one shows that you can do substitution called sub. You can also use substitution. And here it shows, is it substituting the pattern with X? Yeah, so did you see the numbers are all replaced with X? Okay. The next one shows grouping and capturing. Okay, so let's see. So here is a pattern. So what is the pattern? This one looks a little bit more complicated, the pattern. The pattern has what? 3 digits, then dash, then another 2 digits, dash, another 4 digits. And here it group this. So it's 3 group. You need to have this pattern. Okay. And then here it gives, okay, date of birth, and then it search. And if you can find, they can find the group. And if you want to know each one of the group, is it? Then you just call group 1, group 2, group 3. Then it give you the corresponding group. Okay. Okay, the next one is a little bit of complicated, and it's more related to like user name password. Okay, so let's take a look at this example. And here it shows us a pattern. So this is a pattern. So for regex, the number one, the most difficult part is what? Is you come up with the pattern. You know how to write a pattern. That's very difficult. But right now, that's easy to solve because with ChatGPT is really good at it. If you ask Chat to write the pattern for you, you say, I want a string pattern to only have 6 letters, capitalize first with 3 digits and a special character for pattern. It will write the Python code for the pattern for you. Okay. Otherwise, if we write, it's a lot of time. That's takes a little bit of effort. Okay. Anyway, so let's take a look, analyze this pattern. The first is carry. Okay, so what does this mean? This means the beginning of the string. So the pattern starts at the beginning of the string. The beginning of the string should be what? Should be A to Z. So small case, 26 letter, or capital case of 26 letter, or digit. Oh, I got it wrong. Or digit 0 to 9. Okay, so this is the, and what? Let me see if I get it wrong. Oh, let me recopy this. So you have, we already analyzed this, is it? And it also allow an underscore and repeat of this pattern. And here is the end of the string. So this is the pattern of the string. Okay. So let's take a look. So here, so what is this define means? Anyone knows what is this? In Python, can you guess what it looks like in programming language? Can you guess what is it? Anyone can guess what is this in Python? This is called function. Does it look like function? Yeah, but Python function, you need to have DES. And then function name. Following function name is what? Parameter. For Python function, you do need to have what? You need to have colon. Okay, it's not like other programming language. You use curly brackets. Here, you need to have colon. That's mandatory. Okay, you need to have colon. And here you define that pattern we already explained. Is it? And it has a return statement. Return if you have that pattern. Is it? So here's check the username. So this is one function. Here we have another function for password check. Is it? And this password, you can see, it's very complicated. Is it? This password pattern. So let's take a look. So this is the pattern. This is a pattern. Okay. So caret means start of the string with the following defined pattern. Okay. And here, the first one means what? So this question mark equals, it says this is called positive look ahead assertion. Okay. So it specifies condition must be met for the rest of the pattern. Ensure the condition needs to be true. Okay, needs to be met. Okay. And in this case, what is this pattern? The pattern is just a lowercase letter, uppercase letter, we already know. Is it? And then what's this next one is for at least one digit. At least one digit. And what is the next one? This means what? This means it allows this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It allows this 7 special sign. Okay. For present special character. So in your password, you need to have at least one of this special character. That means this. Okay. And then what's the next one? After that, it is this. So be careful here. This is in parentheses. Okay, in parentheses. This part is in square brackets. So square bracket is your password. This part is just that positive look ahead assertion. Okay, so be careful, it's complicated. Okay, and so your password, you must have capital, so uppercase, lowercase. Oh, I got it wrong. I need to retype it. A to Z, A to Z. Okay, uppercase, lowercase, single digit, special letter. And then special letter. That's what this part means, okay? And after that, specify 8. So what does that mean? That means at least 8 characters in the password. Okay, so that's what this means. And the dollar sign means the end of the string. Okay, so that's the password. So you give the pattern and then you do the check. So that's normally how, you see, when you create a user account, if your password meet the specification or not. Here, give us an example. If you use regex, you see how powerful it is? Just one line of code. Otherwise, if you do, you can write probably 50 lines of code. But if you know how to use regex, just one line. Is it? So how powerful it is. See? Okay, so this is regarding regex. And oh, and one more thing I forgot to mention. So here, to write a function, you see, we don't have curly brackets. So in Python, block doesn't use curly bracket. It uses what? It uses indentation. If I do this, it will report error. That's not going to be allowed. Did you see? So it expects indented block. Okay, so Python, for the function block, you need to do indentation. Okay, keep this in mind. And the same thing for the if-else block, the for loop block, the loop block, condition block, function block. No curly brackets, all use what? Indentation. And what? And the colon and indentation. Identify Python block. Okay, keep that in mind. Let's run it again. See, this time it's run correct. Okay, the next thing, in other programming language, you learned, is it like array, like list, stack, queue, different data structure? And in Python also support different data structure. But it support what? Here, built-in container. We call it built-in container. Okay, so it have list, dictionary, sets, and tuple. Okay, these 4 kinds of container. You need to know. Okay, you need to know. Okay, and so for Python list by the name is easy to understand. Is it just hold a collection of items? So Python list use what? Square brackets. And then you put items and comma in it. Okay, like here's it. And also Python list not like other programming language. The container only support one data type. And here Python can support heterogeneous type, so different type. That's fine. Yeah. And we can run, you see, it supports it. Okay, that's also the powerful part for Python. And if you want to get a specific item from the list, what do we call this? Anyone knows what do we call this in other programming language? Like in array, what do we call that? We call it indexing. And the same thing. So this indexing, what's the purpose for indexing? To get the specified item. Is it not the whole group, just one? Is it you use indexing? And is this weird? In other programs, can you use negative indexing? No. In other, you can know. Is it the starting index is 0? But in Python, it supports negative index. What does that mean? That means you count from the other end, not you count from end to beginning, not beginning to end. So negative 1 means what? Means the last item. Negative 2 means what? The second last. Okay. So negative means you count from the last. Okay, so remember that. Like this I previously explained. So for Python, the list is not mandatory to be homogeneous. It can be heterogeneous. Okay. And how do you expand Python list? So we can do, let me grab a tip. I don't know how to lower the chair. Okay. So the next one is how do you expand the list? Is it so? If you append a single item, you can call append for single item. Okay. And then did you see this bar is added at the back? Okay. You can also call pop. Pop is what? It remove the last one. Okay, remove the last one. Okay, the next one is called slicing. Okay, in Python, for list slicing, it's very useful later on because when we do NumPy array and the pandas frame, data frame, we use this concept a lot because even you do machine learning, you still need clean data. When you do the data cleaning, you need to use the technique of slicing, okay? And here, you can also create a list called the list function. Okay, called the list function to create a list. So this will create a list of 5 numbers. Okay. And this is called slicing. In other program, we didn't see this. That we only have index. But in Python, you can do slicing. So you see how nice it is for Python, is it? So what does this mean? This means you want to extract from the third number. So third, fourth, this is the ending index. 4 is the ending index, but it's not included. So 2, 3, not include 4. So only 2 items will be out instead of 3. Okay, be careful. Colon, the ending one, not included, it's excluded. And what is this? 2 colon. And ending not specified. If not specified, that means toward the end. Okay, so that's why it's 2, 3, 4. And what does this mean? The starting not specified, that means start from beginning. Okay. And then for this, and starting and ending not specified, that means from start all the way to the end. Okay. What does this mean? Then this means from beginning, -1 means what? The end. But it doesn't include. Be careful. It's not included. So this will exclude the last one. Okay. What does this mean? This means the section of items you extracted will be replaced with this new list of items. Okay. So that's why when you do print, it will output 8, 9 instead of 2, 3. Okay. Okay, the next one, discussion about loop. In Python, about loop. Okay, so let's see. What is this? We just learned. What is it? What is animals? What? It is called animals is what? Is a list. Okay, animals is a list here. And because it's a list, just like an array, is it? It has multiple items, so you can what? You can do loop. Okay, you can do loop. So here we do the loop. And here we have a special function called enumerate. What enumerate will provide you is, let's see. The enumerate is to what? Is you can get the index of each element. That's what this enumerate does. That's why over here, did you see? you have two loop variables, the index and its matching item. If you want to get both of that, you need to use enumerate. Okay, and we can change it. You can loop through the list. Okay, and we just print. Let's do this. Enumerate. I get rid of enumerate. Did I do something wrong? Hold on. Enumerate line 2. Oh, okay, it's here, sorry. Yeah, okay, let's see. Did you see I forgot the comment? Is it the pound sign that caused the error? So let's see. Did you see the difference? See the difference between oh, can you keep quiet? Because otherwise I kind of got to raise my voice. Okay, so next, here is a very beautiful thing in Python. Oh, oh. Oh. Anyone knows what is this strings variable? What is it? List. Okay, remember this is a list. Okay, then take a look of this. This is weird. Is it within the square brackets? It's some statement instead of individual item. Because so far what we learned, square brackets hold what? Hold the list, or hold the index, or slicing. But here, what does this mean? This is very interesting. If you take a look, here you have a for statement. You have a loop. Is it? So that means you loop through AS, BAT, CAR, Dove, and Python. You loop through that list of items. Then what does this mean? That means the length function determines how many letters in a string. Okay, so you want to know how many letters in that string. So if it has more than 2 letters, it means 3 or more, then you take this X. You take the item and you convert it to uppercase. That's what this means. So this statement, it loops through the list of strings. And if any one item has 3 or more letters, it will convert it to uppercase. And it will store it where? store it in, this is a new list. This is a new, it creates a new list. But is this weird? Have you ever seen multiple statements be embedded in a square bracket in other programming language? No, is it? This is the beauty part for Python. This is called list comprehension. Very, very cool. Okay, very, very cool technique in Python. Okay, yeah. You see, if you go to job interview and if they're coding test using Python, you can write a lot of this. You will know you're a good, strong programmer. Okay. So this semester, try to use as much as possible. Okay. Okay, so this is called list comprehension to create a new list with a bunch of statements. Okay, it's this formatting is brand new. Okay, and you see you can print it out. Okay, next, let's see. This is very complicated, is it? It has one square bracket, inner one, and then it has another one, and then it has an outer one. So it has two inner lists and then square bit. What is it? This is kind of like two-dimensional array. So it have two lists, like two lines. Is it? It has two lists. Okay. So it's called all data. Then did you see? So here we have one loop. We loop through all data. When you loop through, what you can get? What the names will be? The name will be what? Will be a list. List 1 and list 2. Okay, here be careful. The names will get the first list and the second list. Okay. And then what? It loops through each name. Did you see? So this is kind of like two-dimensional. You loop through row and then loop through column. Okay. And then said, okay, within the name, if you have two or more E, is it? You will get that name out. Okay, and put it in a list. Okay, so here you find Steven. Is it? And we can try more. Is it? Suppose you add more. Did you see? It can find whoever has two or more E's. Did you see with this single statement, it can do so many things. So this is called, what does this call? We just learned the new concept. It's called what? List comprehension. Okay, remember this, it's called list comprehension. The next to discuss dictionary. Anyone knows the concept of dictionary? Like in Java, what do we call that? The key value pair. Is it? Dictionary is key value pair. In Java, you call it map. Is it? You call it map. Okay. So in Python, we call it dictionary. So it has key and a value. It's a pair, not a single value. Okay. Key value pair. Be careful, okay? And to create a dictionary, we use curly brackets. So here, did you see? Cat is key. Value is what? Is cute. Dog is key. Furry is what? Is value. Okay, so this is called key value pair. We can also do another one, like here we call it CS634, then colon. What the value is? Machine learning. Okay, and you can do print D CS634. Did you see? Then you can retrieve the value. So this is called key value pair. It's called dictionary. Dictionary is a very important and very powerful tool. Okay, we need to understand this. Okay, in this field. And you can also change, like a fish. You can add a new one, okay. And like for monkey, because this key doesn't exist, okay, so it cannot give you that. So this is called key value pair. Okay, very important concept. And this get for dictionary, it means the default one. Okay, so fish has the value wet. So when you do fish, you will get value. If not, then that's going to use this NA. So this get means default value for a dictionary pair. So default, like a monkey. Monkey doesn't have one. Is it? Monkey doesn't have one. So that's why here it's output NA. But for fish, did you see fish doesn't output NA? It output what? Wet. Because fish, the value is wet. Okay, got it? This is called key value and default value. Okay. So for default, you can use get. Okay. And you can also loop through a dictionary. Okay. So here it shows us. So for dictionary, if you do item, it will give you the key and the value. Be careful, okay. Item give you both key and the value. Okay. Next, it shows the dictionary comprehension. So similar as list comprehension. Okay, so here we have list comprehension. So here, let's see. So you create a dictionary using curly bracket. Is it? So X is what? X is key. This is value. Yeah, this is value. And how do you generate? You use this loop and condition, similar as list comprehension. Is it? One important thing about dictionary. Okay, then next one is about set. The difference between set and list. Set item must be unique. List, you can have duplicate item, but set, no. And also, list has order. Set doesn't have order. So list is just like a chain, is it? So it has order. Set is like a pot. You throw every item in, but they must be unique. So that's called a set. So here it gives you, you see, even though you have to repeat dog, is it? But when you do the animal, the second dog is out. It doesn't allow duplicate item in set. And also loop through set doesn't have order. Okay, loop through set doesn't have order. And the next is set can also do comprehension. Okay, set can, so here it gives an example about set comprehension. The next concept is about tuple. Okay, what is a tuple? Tuple use parentheses. So we learned what? Square brackets, curly brackets with colon, and the curly brackets itself. Here we learn what? Parentheses. Parentheses for what? For tuple. What is tuple? The difference between tuple and list is what? You cannot add a new item to a tuple. You cannot delete item from tuple. Once you set up the tuple, you cannot change it. It's immutable. So you cannot do append, you cannot do extend. No. But list, you can do delete, you can do expand, you can do append. Okay, so remember the difference. And you can use list comprehension to flatten a list or tuple. So what does this mean? This means you have 3 tuples. Is it? And what is this variable? Anyone know what is this variable? Is this variable an integer, a string, a list, a tuple, a dictionary, a set? It's a list. Is it? Within the list, what's the item? The item is what? It's tuple. Okay, so it's a list containing what? Tuples. Okay, so be careful here. And if you want to flatten it, you can borrow this statement. Okay. And the next explain Python function. And we already explained using that. Is it? And here to give another. The last one is about Python class. And here shows a very, very simple example. So you need to use the keyword class. And this def underscore init, that's called constructor. Okay, Python constructor. And within the constructor, this is what? This is self.name. That's called the instance variable, member variable. Okay, so the variable related with this class, not regular variable. Be careful. That's different. Okay. And this is a function. So this is member function. This function related with this class. Okay. And what is this G? The G is not an integer string. What is it? It's an object. This object type is what? Is this class called greater. Okay, greater. And then you call the function with dot, the member function, the dot member function. Okay, so this is a class. And if you already learned other programming language, especially Java and C++, they are object-oriented programming language. Everything is around the class. Okay, and in Python, Python is not an object-oriented programming language. Okay, so Python class concept in Python is not important. Yeah. So the purpose, I'm going to